Welcome back, and let us continue with Shadowbringers MSQ. Ba, ba. Kara, you're looking well. I take it you managed to squeeze in some rest. If you came hoping for tidings from Crow, I'm afraid we're still waiting, but we do have some old scraps of news to share. Scraps, she says. Lunar primals have been popping up all over the place, but the Alliance has the situation well in hand, thanks to no small part to Hordy, Boulder, and the others. Meanwhile, talks with the beast tribes are going even better than expected, encouraged by Udana's progress with the Amalja. Gridania has opened negotiations with the Ixal, believe it or not. All of which is obviously very encouraging, but with the Teleforai still out there, it's not as if we can afford to lower our guard. Begging your pardon, but I come bearing news and invitation from the Alliance. A council meeting is due to be held in Alamigo, and your attendance is humbly requested. We were just talking about the Alliance. May I ask what's on the agenda? I believe the intention is to share news of recent developments and discuss what measures might be taken to combat the Tefla in concert with our new allies. The beast tribes have also been invited. It is hoped that they will join us in the fight against our common foe. So the alliance would bring all the beast tribes into the fold at a single stroke. An ambitious plan given the delicacy of the negotiations, but mayhap an expedient one concerning the threat we face. Indeed, my lady, and for their part, I am told the beast tribes have agreed to attend. If the Scions too are present, all of Eurasia will be represented. To arrange such a meeting must have been quite an undertaking. Not only uh, diplomatically, but precisely, practically. Pray inform the Alliance that we would be honored to participate. We shall make for Alamigo without delay. Then I will bear your answer thither with all haste. We look forward to receiving you at the Royal Palace. Well, now that we've accepted the invitation, who exactly is going to attend? I move that you and Yusilla lead our contingent. Given how long you have worked to end the summoning, it is only right that you be present for what promises to be a historic moment. I'll think we've all played our part in the little endeavor, don't you, Kara? all present may right claim a seat. I do quite agree, but by your leave, I believe I shall remain here and lend what assistance I can to coordination of our defense's efforts. I'm not coming either. Emmerich will be there, and I'd rather not be interrogated. Very well then. While those with a mind to hold the fort get on with holding it, I suggest the rest of us make for Alamigo, shall we? Don't forget to bring me something nice from Alamigo. Oh yes, we shall. I shall. I shall take this opportunity to gain better understanding of Sir Estidian. Being Alazin of Nike age, it's possible we have interests in common. Mayhap I shall begin by lending him a favorite treatise or two from my collection. Don't worry, I have no plans to return to roaming in your absence. I know you'd only chase me if I did. Alright, let's teleport to El Amigo. Alright. Like the city states, every beast tribe has its faction, each with their own agenda. Making peace is a complex proposition, but if the alliance can come to an understanding with their leaders, it will be for them to resolve eternal politics. The Amalja cannot be the only tribe to have been targeted by the Telefori, and none of them will have taken kindly to having their people enslaved. Not their God turned against them. Gods turned against them. Even with the swift intervention of the immortal flames, all the too many lost their lives at Paglethan. Still, closer cooperation between our peoples will be required if we are to thwart the plans of the Telefori. Honestly, the look on your face, eager to bear witness to another historic moment by any chance. I suppose I am. And the fact that our cure for tempering made it possible only heightens my anticipation. We have been expecting you. While some few guests have yet arrived, the Alliance leaders are all present. Shall I show you in?
Esteemed guests, you honor us with your presence. As there is much to discuss, let us begin.
Information on our taken brethren you have, yes? Hear it we would! Ah! Beyond forgiveness these featherless ones are! With rivers of blood shall they pay. Freed our people must be!
We too would see your kin liberated. But ere we attempt their rescue, we must first find a means to negate the risk of tempering. Without that, we will be unable even to approach the towers, let alone contend with their defenders.
If all else fails, I've always found cannonballs quite effective.
And what of the prisoners? Would you see them slaughtered?
Think for a moment. Ponder, consider, think. If Merlwyb truly intended to bombard the towers, she would have done so by now. Remember, we came here to find a solution together, did we not?
Y'shtola spoke of defenders. I but offered a means to clear a path, should you require it.
Given the enemy's capabilities, we will all need to play our part if we are to have any chance of success. For if any here should give less than their best, it will be to the cost of every living being on this star.
A paragon, the Empire, our very gods. How can we hope to prevail against such odds?
That our foe is formidable, none would deny. But our strengths are many and varied. In this chamber, I see masters of strategy, masters of magic, masters of the land, the air, and the sea. And together, there is nothing in creation we cannot overcome. I beg your pardon?
What is it, Shorewalker? Do you not express your passion thus? A little tricky without gills, perhaps? Suffice it to say, I am proud to be counted amongst Eorzea's finest. We Sahagin will play our part.
We kobolds have not forgotten the crimes the Overdwellers committed against us in the past. But today we look to the future, as allies united in purpose.
Ah! Make mock of the Ixal the Paragon does! Turns kin into puppets! Pits brother against brother! Free them from his grasp, we shall!
As Patriarch Zadar will attest, the Scions have granted us a means to free your brethren from their thraldom. This boon we will gladly share, that your people might never be enslaved again.
We accept! We accept!
Praise be!
It's taken a while, but I do believe we might be one step closer to a world without primals. Would that Minfilia were here to see it.
We still have a long way to go, and we're going to need a lot more Porksies. But we're moving in the right direction.
If I may have your attention, there is one other point I would like to raise. As we can all agree, freeing those held captive must take precedence over every other concern. But experience has taught us that none save those with the capacity to resist tempering can hope to enter the towers unscathed. And even once inside, a still greater threat may yet await them, that which we call a primal. Needless to say, if we are to succeed, engaging with such foes can only ever be considered a last resort. And so I move that we seek to prevent them from being summoned in the first place.
Yes! Both prayer and ether are needed for the ritual. Should either one be denied, the summoning would fail.
Indeed. And so we must endeavor to discover the source of the ether on which the process depends. Do so, and it may present a way to halt the summonings, or perhaps even neutralize the towers entirely.
A promising proposal. While you are conducting your investigations, however, we will need to remain vigilant, lest the Telophoroi commit further abductions and summon primals ere we have the means to prevent them. To stand a better chance of keeping our enemy at bay, we would do well to coordinate our defensive efforts, sending reinforcements to assist our neighbors when needed.
We Amalja would have been overwhelmed were it not for our newfound allies. But say the word, and we shall come.
I see we are all in accord. But what are we to call this proud fellowship of ours? I submit that the honor of naming it should go to the scion whose brave efforts have done so much to unite Eorzea. What say you, my friend?
But that's the name
A fine choice, for there is none here who does not love Eorzea.
Aye, in that we shall ever be united.
United in our gratitude for the realm that gave us life.
Then let it be recorded that on this day, the Grand Company of Eorzea was born.
How long have we dreamed of this moment? And now that it's here, Oh, forgive me. Might we speak outside?
It is a pity. It took the threat of the annihilation for everyone to cast their grievances aside, but better late than never, I suppose. Forgive me for observing, but Afno seems less than jubilate. Might his thoughts still be occurred by the fate of the poor Arivald? We have won over the leaders. Now the leaders must win over their own people. No small task, I grant you, but we have come a long way since first we joined with Minfilia to bring an end to summoning. A long, long way. The Grand Company of Eorzea. I wonder what Rial and the other former Crystal Braves will make of it. Well, now that we are out of earshot of other delegates, I hope you will forgive me if I speak my mind. Let me begin by saying that I have dreamed of this day since the moment I first set foot upon these shores, and that I was as heartened as anyone to see the people of Eurasia pledge their solidarity. Yet, even as they uttered their declarations, all I could think of was the conflict to come, of the sacrifices that would be made and lives lost, inevitabilities that I still struggle to accept. But at least now there is hope. The formation of the Grand Company of Eurasia is the first step, the first of many. Many and more. Elder Seedseer, how might we be of service? I seek Master Alphino's assistance in a matter involving Gordania's neighbors, the Sylphs. I know that you and yours have long kept a weather eye upon the crystal trade, the better to predict the coming of primals, and so you will be familiar with the Sylphs of the Ash Crown Consortium. Though their dealings, they have cultivated relations not only with the city-states, but many other communities besides. Communities such as the Beast Tribes. Just so, it is our hope that we may make use of the self-established lines of communication to coordinate the efforts of our new fellowship. Yet there remain certain practical differences between trade consortium and a grand company. If the Sylphs are to perform their tasks effectively, they will require the counsel of one versed in the operational aspects of an armed force. An armed force founded with the self-same goal in mind, no less. The Crystal Braves, yes. Forgive me, Master Alphino. I know that it was a painful chapter in your life, but the experience may yet be made to serve the realm. In my hubris, I plotted a course for the Crystal Braves, which stretched far beyond the orders of initial conception. One intended to pave the way for the founding of what I intended to call the Grand Company of Eurasia. But my plans all came to naught, built upon a frail foundation of lofty ideals. The order was doomed from the first to collapse under the weight of more worldly interests, and I have no wish to see this new endeavor suffer the same fate. Mayhap I ask too much of you. Not at all. You may count upon my assistance for what little it is worth. By your leave, I shall prepare a report including a list of recommendations drawing on the lessons I learned from the failures of the Crystal Braves. You have my gratitude, Master Alphino, and my trust. When your report is ready, pray share it directly with the Sylphs. With your guidance, the earnest efforts of every goodly soul gathered here this day, I have no doubt that but that our fellowship shall emerge from the shadow of the Telefori and flourish. Until next we meet, my friends. Before committing anything to writing, there are a number of people whose thoughts I should like to hear. Former Braves, you understand? Might you join me in seeking them out? As if you have to ask. I can't think of an excuse not to, so yes. Well, I shall be grateful for of your help, grudging or not. I'll join you if you're planning to canvass the opinions of your former comrades. It will be a lot quicker if we share the task of questioning them. Then mayhap Graha can lend a hand as well. I shall accompany Thancred back to the Rising Stones. Between us, I dare say we should be able to provide an accurate enough account of the day's events. We should be glad of your company, Graha. I shall explain the details on the way. I take it we will soon be paying a visit paying the sylphs a visit. How fascinating it will be to speak with them in person. Though I gather conversation can prove rather challenging. It will not be easy to revisit the past, but sometimes one must look back to see the way forward. So, what's the plan, brother mine? Before discussing the task at hand, I should probably admit that the report I propose is largely written. Not long after the fateful day in Ul'dah, I penned a detailed account of the organization's history, from the events that led to its inception to the failings that brought about its demise. This I did primarily as a means of taking some semblance of responsibility. Never did I imagine that it might later be referred to by those seeking to form a similar organization. And while I made every attempt to be objective, the account was mine alone. Its events viewed from a singular perspective. For it to be of use, however, it must be broadened to encompass the viewpoints of all involved. Only then can it answer that what seems to me to be a crucial question, namely, why after the Crystal Braves disbanded, did some members choose to remain with us while others did not? I see. You think the answer will tell us something about the nature of the ties that bind our new grand company together, and that this knowledge might help us to prevent it from falling apart when these bonds are inevitably tested. This is my hope, yes, but the question I would ask are uncomfortable to some. As the former commander of the Crystal Braves, I doubt that those who abandoned the cause would welcome my inquiries. Then Graha and I will just have to try. Meanwhile, the two of you can talk to the ones who kept the faith. A fine suggestion. Have care, however, certain of my former comrades are of questionable character. So keep your wits about you, and let us reconvene in Gridania later on. If you have no objections, I've a mind to begin by speaking with Rial and Alian. If memory serves, the two of them will be attending an intelligence briefing at Castrum Oriens. Let us seek them out there. Okay, let's go back to Revan's Toe. Right. Well, such briefings are seldom exciting affairs. Their importance in coordinating our efforts with our allies cannot be overstated. In the regard, Alian and Riol have been most dependable. Oh, I didn't expect to see you here, Akira, but if you enjoy intelligence briefings, you've come to the right place. Well, look who it is and what brings you two here. Wouldn't have anything to do with the big meeting, would it? In a manner of speaking, I have been assigned a task, you see, for which I require the assistance of former members of the Crystal Braves. So you want to know why we decided to stick with the science, eh? Ain't an easy thing to put into words, that. As Riol will attest, I spent a long time agonizing over my failure to alert you to the traitors in our midst. For my neglects, I was captured along with many others, and we were powerless to prevent the tragedies that ensued. Not a day goes by that I do not think back to those fateful events. By joining the Silence, I hope to redeem myself, and I will continue to serve the cause for as long as I am able. But that wasn't my only reason. When we were finally reunited at the Rising Stones, you refused to blame anyone but yourself for the fall of the Crystal Braves. And in spite of everything that had happened, everything you had suffered, you took us back without a moment's hesitation. We would not have blamed you had you turned us away, but when you gave us your trust instead, what else could we do but try to repay it? Nothing, that's what. As for me, my own tale, well, I always felt the Silence have something in common with me old crew. The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. That was our creed, and I still strive to live by it to this day. But as time's gone on, I've learned that strength comes in many shapes and sizes, from Hordy Boulder to Mistress Tataru. We've all of us got something to offer, and not one of us is doing it for personal gain, cause we believe there's more important things than that, things worth protecting, which is what being a science all about. I am at a loss for words. Thank you, my friends. To hear this from you means more than you know. Forgive me, Akira, could you? Give us your thoughts on the Crystal Braves. What do you think of the Crystal... give us your thoughts on the Crystal Braves. Why do you think the Crystal Braves ended in failure? Well, its founding ideals were something to be proud of, but ideals alone don't make a crew. For every swab who signed up for good intention, there was another who was only in it for the corn, the glory, or both. Ours was quite a disparate band. And while I will never forgive Elbert, the fact that we managed to function at all was thanks to in large part to his efforts. Just a pity he was doing it for all the wrong reasons, eh? Only takes one bad apple, then they say, and the Braves had a barrel full of them. Not like the Scions. We might look like a ragtag band of misfits, but deep down, we've all got that shared sense of purpose. And why? Because Tataru shifted out all the glory. Hunters, for they made it through the door. I see. So while our ranks comprise a diverse range of people, each with their own individual strengths, we are all united in purpose. Thank you, my friends. With your permission, I shall make a record of our discussion and refer it when drafting my recommendations. Until we meet again. Speaking of former Crystal Braves, I have not seen Aragamahas of late. Constantly away on missions as he is, I wonder how he fares. After the company of heroes went their separate ways, I didn't try working on me own for a bit. And I'll admit, it was nice being able to pick me own battles, but if we want to make a real difference, you need to find a good crew and stick with them. Well, I think we have taken up enough of our colleagues' time, and I am conscious that less life-affirming testimonies await. Let us make our way to Gridania and hear what the others have learned. Let's speak to Alize in Gridania. done yet. I would say the Conjurer's Guild. Ah, damn it. It was the Lancers Guild all along. That was close. Oh boy, this is gonna be a long episode. Yay! When Alice set her mind on something, there is no stopping her. And her mind was truly set on finding former braves. For a while I even feared what she might do to them. But in the event, she was admirably civil, for the most part. On the way here, I took the opportunity to write up my notes from our conversation with Aline and Rio. All that remains is to add Alice and Graha's findings, whatever they may be. Thanks to Tataru's ever dependable intelligence, we managed to track down a handful of former braves without any great difficulty. Some were forthright, others less so, but we heard enough to form a picture. I must warn you, Alphino, some of their comments were harsh. I can well imagine, but their opinions are no less vital to my report. I seek the unvanished truth. Thank you. I will set about adding your findings to my own at once. In the meantime, pray go on ahead to Lil Solus and seek out Elder Frixo. I will join you anon. Leave me to attend to my report, and I join the others in Los Solis. I shan't keep you waiting long. I know how playful the sylphs can be. Okay, let's report. You know, I'm too lazy to pay the guild, so. Yes. Now that I think of it, of the four of us, only you and Alphino have any real experience in conversing with the sylphs. Still, it can't be that hard, can it? Though I had the honor of sharing a table with Elder Frixo in Alamigo, I did not have an opportunity to speak with him. I do hope my sights have granted me a sufficient grasp of his people's customs. Ah, welcome, brave one, and friends, a brave one. How good is it to see walking ones again so soon after the meeting? It's been a while since we last spoke. Should this one perform the customary dance of greeting? No, no, be at ease. It is true that these ones once delighted in making walking ones dance, but no more. Horned one Hanisana, Kanisana, said that walking ones would be coming to Lil Solus. Imperial ones also invaded Sylphlands and abducted many of these ones. So these ones will be glad to bear messages between fighting friendly ones. This is heartening to hear, Elder. It will require all ones to work in unison to stop the Telefori. These ones will try very hard, of course, but in matters of war, these ones will have little experience. Any advice walking ones can provide would be most welcome. Oh, another pretty silver-haired one, and in quite a hurry, it seems. Alice, you must come quickly. Whatever is the matter, Alphino, don't tell me you couldn't read my handwriting. What? No, a twin elder officer accosted me as I was about to set out. Shalian has sent an envoy who is due to arrive in Gridania at any moment. An envoy? Could it be that Kryl has managed to sway the forum? We shall know soon enough, but there is more. The envoy has requested that the two of us attend the audience with Elder Seatsier. Really, I can see why they might want Scions to be present, but us specifically? Wait, it isn't who I think it is. It is. I could scarcely believe it myself, but when I inquire as to the envoy's identity, I was told that it was one for sure lot livelier. Your father, well now, the fact that a serving member of the forum had journeyed here would be surprise enough, but him? Quite, I glean from this that they are taking the matter seriously. That may be, but why him? Not one of the other 98 forum members unless he volunteered for it. It has been some time since you last saw your father, has it not? Could it be that he is concerned for your well-being? Perhaps, but he has always been reluctant to discuss his work with us. Indeed, and whatever we write to our parents, it is invariably our mother who replies. Nevertheless, I welcome the opportunity to meet with him after so long, even if it is secondary to his true purpose here. Elder Frixo, though I am to cut our visit short, we must return to Gridania. Pray accept my apologies along with my report. Never mind, there will be time to talk later. This one won't keep walking ones from more urgent matters. Go. The audience will be held at the Lotus Stand, where the Elder Seatsier awaits even now. Let us be on our way. Don't mind this one. Walking one should head back to Gridania with the others. If this one has any questions about the report, this one will be sure to send word. Feels like only yesterday, my friends, since we first started this playthrough. God damn. Just yes, Gridania, Old Gridania. Let's travel to um the Conjurers Guild. Oh, okay. All right. Welcome, Warrior of Light. The Elder Seetsier and your friends are waiting within. After all this time away, it will be good to see my father, even if it is an official meeting. 99 may seem like rather a lot of members, but before the forum was founded, every person of age in Sharlayan was given equal say in its governance. Many of the institutions that are still active today were established by the people's votes, not least the Studium. As Alice and I were constantly reminded during our time there, it is an example of what can be achieved through absolute democracy. During my time in Sharlayan, I heard such much of Forchalant Levier. He is a gifted speaker, known amongst other things for the uncompromising application of the foreign policy. My friends, I thank you for thank you all for coming so swiftly. Word of Master Forchalant's visit took us quite by surprise when the Alliance granted Mistress Cryo permission to request Sharlayan's aid. We did not anticipate so prompt a reply, much less that it would be delivered by a member of the forum. What the nature of that reply may be, we shall soon discover.
Elder Seetsier, I thank you for granting me this audience. I am Fortuno Leveilleur, here in my capacity as representative of the Forum.
It is I who should thank you, Master Fortuno, for journeying so far and so swiftly. Would that our first meeting could have been under happier circumstances.
It has been too long, Father. You look well.
As do you both. Ameliance will be glad to hear that you are taking care of yourselves.
How is Mother?
She misses you terribly, of course, but is otherwise a picture of health. Circumstances apart, I'm grateful that our meeting has afforded me the chance to be reunited with my children at long last. And I believe I also owe you thanks for the hospitality you showed my father, Louisoix, during his sojourn in Eorzea.
All thanks we owe to him. In the days prior to the 7th Umbral Calamity, it was your father's tireless efforts which granted us a means to vanquish the Primals. Were it not for him, our strength would have been quite spent by the time the Empire arrived. That Gridania still stands is in large part his achievement. He was a great man.
He would doubtless have been moved to hear you say so. I must confess, however, that I opposed his decision to intervene. And my position remains unchanged.
To chart the course of history, not to change it. I am familiar with the Sharlayan stance.
It is more than that. It is our way of life, who we are. But I came here not to deliver a lecture, but the Forum's answer to your request. Sharlayan will under no circumstances intervene in the conflict between Eorzea and the Garlean Empire.
May I ask for what reason the Forum has come to this decision? The final days spell the end not only for Eorzea, but the entire world.
The final days? Pray spare me your hyperbole. This conflict is no more than the latest in a series of petty squabbles between yourselves and Garlemald, one in which Sharlayan will take no part. If the final days were truly upon us, we would know.
Father, you must ask the Forum to reconsider. You may feel safe on your little island across the waves, but if you imagine the Telophoroi will leave you be, you are mistaken. They mean to kill us all, themselves included.
Alphino is right. We have seen what the enemy is capable of, the lengths to which they'll go. This is no time to turn a blind eye. If Eorzea falls, so too will Sharlayan. So if you truly love our homeland, you will join us. Now, before it's too late.
I thought you knew better than to raise your voice to your elders. It seems I was wrong. Wrong to ever let you leave, Sharlayan. I consoled myself that your time abroad would instill in you some hint of restraint, of discipline. But I see now that Eorzea has made fools of you both. Have you forgotten why it was that I so vehemently opposed your grandfather's departure? For all his wisdom, his only solution was to go to war. Death, devastation, ruin. Even those who claim victory are scarred for life. What prize could ever justify such sacrifice? It is the duty of the learned to avert such tragedy. By fanning the flames of war, you forsake all you once held dear. I see your friend shares your misguided ideals. But unlike her, you should know better. By espousing such barbaric notions, you subvert the teachings of Sharlayan and place all we have worked for in jeopardy. Alphino, Alizé, as of this moment, you shall no longer bear the name of Leveilleur.
What?
Father!
How you choose to live your lives is no longer my concern. If you wish to walk the path of ruin, I will not stand in your way.
Master Fourcheneau, while Sharlayan may have no intention of intervening in this conflict, we can still part as friends. Will you not stay and speak with us, that we might learn of Sharlayan's hopes for the morrow?
I have said what I came here to say. Any further discussion would be meaningless.
Father! Wait!
Don't bother, Alizé!
How can you stand there and watch him walk away? How can you let this happen?
Damn! I really want to stab that guy. Stab him so much. It was not so very long ago that we had a friend and neighbor in Sharlayan. And so I clung to the hope that she might yet lend us her strength. But when she forsook Dravania, it would seem she forsook us all. In order to avoid conflict with Garlemald, the Forum went so far as to order the abandonment of an entire city-state. Their refusal to aid us now is, I am sorry to say, entirely consistent with their historic position. Is it we who walk the path of ruin? Time will tell. Ah, shit! Ah, fuck. Wait. I can redeem this. I can do this. Yeah. Woo! You never saw anything. So that's what he came here to say. That we're all fools for having the temerity to defend ourselves against the Telefori, and as for the rest, like it or not, this was the Forum's decision, to watch from afar while Eorzea burns. Father was but the messenger, and as he handed down their judgment, I couldn't think of nothing to say that could possibly sway him. I still can't. To have prolonged the decision would have changed little, for it is not only Master Fourcheneau asshole who must be persuaded, but the Forum as a whole. Their decision was made ere your fathers crossed the sea. Nor is it like to be changed, and so we shall face the Telefori without their aid. Forgive me, but if they had no intention of helping us, then why would they go to the trouble of sending an envoy in the first place? Why did they not simply keep their counsel as they are wont to do? Akira, has Master Asshole arrived yet? Then it as I feared, my efforts were in vain. I pledged our case to as many forum members as I could, but they flatly refused to discuss the matter. No, that's not exactly true. I should rather say that they ignored every word I said on the subject, without exception. It was almost unnerving. Could it be that they were hiding something from us that might go some way to explain Master Asshole's performance? When he said that they would know if the final days were truly upon us, I dismissed it as pride. But what if they generally believe that they know how the world will end, and simply disagreed with us about the circumstances? That I don't know, but something tells me they are not as unconcerned about the Telephori as they claim. If the threat weren't real, why else would they be standoffish and secretive? I would very much like to delve deeper into this, but I'm afraid I've exhausted every avenue of inquiry. Nor have I fared any better with my other mission, researching Highland and the Ethereal Sea. I tried enlisting the help of the experts in the field, but it appears the Forum has forbidden anyone from cooperating with us. Obstructed at every turn. So it would seem, but don't lose heart just yet. With all the knowledge and acquaintances we have between us, we can still find a way forward. To that end, I would like you all to join me when the time is right. Of course, I am aware of the matters of Erosia stand on a nice edge, but with your permission, I can at least start making the necessary arrangements. I've always wanted to visit Shalian. Please do. Well, there are one or two things I have to take care of here first. Well, there are care of things. Okay. And so you shall. A bit under less than happy circumstances. It may take a while to secure entry for you all, but I'll let you know when everything is in order. Look after yourselves in the meantime, won't you? Your speculations give me cause to hope. Yet, if these seeds will bear fruit, I cannot say. While it is possible the Shalians hide some secret truth from us, there can be no certainty that its exposure will prompt in them a change of heart. And so, for the present, we must needs confront the plight in which we find ourselves. The Forum has refused our request for aid, and it falls to us alone to contend with the Telephori. Even with all the Erosia standing united, there is no guarantee that we will prevail. What does Shalian intend to do if we fail? I like some pineapple juice. I could have used the other thing, but I'm thirsty at the moment. The forum includes representatives from all Shalian's central institutions. With them hindering Krell's investigation, she will struggle to make any headway on her own. Throughout my childhood, I remember grandfather arguing with my father over Shalian's policy of non-intervention, and this time it was my turn to play the role. But if even my grandfather could not win him over, what chance had I? If words exist that may sway him, I know not what they are. This great sword shoved way up his ass. Just me? Okay. With their knowledge, Shalian could have done so much for the cause. They could have helped us to uncover the secrets of the towers and save the tempered captives within. Yet, gods. Well, Shalian's stance is indeed disappointing. We cannot allow ourselves to be distracted from the challenge before us. There is much and more to be done. I shall begin by sharing the forum's response with my counterparts in the Alliance. Meanwhile, I would ask that the Scions... Grave tidings, walking ones. Grave tidings. Calm yourself, my gentle friend. What has occurred? These ones who went to see feathered ones sent terrible news. Destroying ones have appeared in Exophotol. Destroying ones and capturing ones, and even frightful godly ones. Feathered ones didn't stand a chance and sent flopping and squawking. When did this happen? Is it too late to help them? Too late, yes. Much too late. But luckily, destroying ones were only passing through and continued on west. Feathered ones who did not fight were left unharmed. West. That would be Korthalos. My lady, the Ishgardians report that the Telephori have emerged from the eastern highlands of Korthalos and are marching at speed. Though their purpose has yet to be determined, the Cartino Flats would seem their most likely destination. Lord Emmerich has already dispatched his forces and requests our immediate support. Tell him he shall have it. The time is come for the Grand Company of Erosia to prove its worth. Well, mayhap it is a mercy that we do not have time to stew upon our misfortunes. Come, my friends, let us make haste to Cartino. Wait, this one's almost forgot. Destroying ones were said to be led by Cackling Robed One. This one must see that all walking ones know. Pharaoh. Fendaniel. Who else? It was only a matter of time before that grinning maniac showed himself again. I shall have a airship ready to bear you to Cartano. Pray see to your preparations and report to the landing with all haste. At once, my lady, let us away. The airship will be ready to depart ere long. I bid you make for the landing as soon as you are able, and may the 12 keep you. All right. Afternoon has been unexpectedly delayed, but you should probably go and see for yourself. He's by the entrance. I have apprised our comrades at the Rising Stones of the situation. They will head directly to Cartanero. My brain's not working. Cartano. There we go. Oh, Alpha now, where the fuck are you? Oh, hello there. Oh, hey, Fordola. Hey, girl, come on. This only take a moment. All right. What's up, girl? Akira, it would seem Fordola here has come all the way to Gridania to find us. I have explained the situation, but she insists her business is urgent. Aye, and it'll be over sooner if you shut up and come with me. She has it right.
Arenvold! I can't tell you how good it is to see you.
It arrived a lot sooner than expected, eh? The day I craned my neck up at you.
Only because you're sitting down. Unless...
Afraid so. The Chirurgeons say I may never walk again. Come on, Alfino, it could be worse. Besides, I didn't come here to dampen the mood. Quite the opposite. All I've ever wanted was to fight for a cause I believe in. But my fighting days are over. So I want you to fight in my stead. Be the hero I can't.
I am no hero.
That's what they all say, though. No one ever calls themselves a hero. Even the ones who eat primals for breakfast. It's for others to decide. Look, Alfino. You already are a hero. To me and countless others. We see you doing your damnedest to protect us all. And you're not alone, are you? There are people who believe in you, just as you believe in them. I know what's at stake, and how many people are depending on you. But I believe in you. Believe that you'll see it through. That's why I'm entrusting my dreams to you. Like Albert and Owley once entrusted their dreams to me.
There was a time when I would have borne the weight of such expectations without a second thought. But now, I know just how heavy that burden can be. To tell the truth, I'm beginning to wonder if I chose the right path. Sacrifices will inevitably be made for the sake of the ideals I uphold. Maybe I am not the person I thought I was. The person you think I am.
I wouldn't presume to tell you. But I will say this. In spite of everything, you've come this far. The road ahead might not always be clear, but you've never been one to give up or take the easy way out. And everything you do for others. For a brighter future. I'm proud to call you my friend. Well, I've said my piece, so I'll let you go. I know you've got more important things to be doing. Just give what I've said some thought, all right?
I shall, my friend. And we will meet again soon, I promise.
Nothing left for me to do but wave and smile.
You've got a pretty narrow view of what it means to be a hero, do you know that? You think they're all forged in the fires of battle? That it's all about being brave and killing villains? Alphino and the others will carry on their fight. But theirs isn't the only one. There are other ways you can make a difference. If you stop feeling sorry for yourself and put your bloody mind to it.
There's not much chance of me living the quiet life with you around, is there?
If you're content to twiddle your thumbs thinking of what might have been, that's your lookout. But I reckon you've got some fight left in you.
And I reckon you might be right. If there's a way I can still help my friends, I'll bloody well find it.
I wonder if they are still there. That'd be surprising if they're still there. Oh, damn, they're not. Fuck. Maybe here? Damn, fuck. Sorry, I'm delaying the inedible. Ah! Oh my god. I rather doubt that Fordola obtained the chirurgeon's permission before bringing Arivald halfway across the realm, and solely to deliver a message at that. They both have known better. They should both have known better. But what's done is done, and I will not soon forget his words. After Paglath Han, I had assumed the Telefri would continue to target settlements, but it is plain they consider Zixafel a mere obstacle on on the road to Katano. What then draws them to the flats? We must keep a close eye on their movements. You can tell me later what that was all about, but judging by the set of Alfno's jaws, it appears to have done him some good. Sacred and the others have already left the Rising Stones, and according to the communications officer, Amalja and the Cobalt forces are also bound for Katano as we speak. They mean to keep their promise they made in Alamiga, and we must do the same by saving as many of their tempered kin as possible. Anyway, the airship is ready to depart. We should get going. Upon joining the Battle of Cartano, several scenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to participate in the battle and view these cutscenes in their entirety. Your progress through the battle will be saved at certain points. In the event that you are defeated, you will be able to try again from the most recent of these. Please note that if you enter the battles associated with other quests or log out from the game, this progress will be lost. Alright. We shall continue and conclude in the next episode. Till then, fare thee well.